Right. Oh, that was a quick cut-off. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Frankie-san.
And I'm Mark.
Or Frankie, or Frank, or whatever the case. Anyway, we took off for one of the shows. We took a quick break, so we got a lot of stuff to catch up on today. It's supposed to be a repeat. Oops, sorry about that. Now, this show, as you know, gets taped and gets to be put on YouTube. Well, it usually gets posted by Monday or Tuesday. It'll probably be posted Tuesday or Wednesday, only because we're doing we're doing Homeland. I see, I work as a background actor. I want to say hello and a big shout out to all my fellow background actors. Too many names to mention, so little time. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, we're doing Homeland. Got to report like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we'll probably be done about 8. They did say it's going to be a 12, 14-hour day, and so I won't get a chance to edit it and slice and dice and post it until probably like Tuesday. Okay. Hopefully I can do all that on Monday. So just to let you know. But as you know, at 5:30. We get cut off for here, but we're going to continue. We're going to be talking more about Oscars and the Razzie Awards. The Razzie Awards was, who got picked? Batman versus Superman.
No!
They got picked as the one.
I cannot believe it. That's insulting.
Yeah. I'm surprised Suicide Squad wasn't even nominated. But
What?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad was actually good.
Well, don't forget, the Razzie Awards, they talk bad about the movies. The worst movies of the year. So luckily, Suicide Squad, in their eyes, they thought that Batman vs. Superman was worse than Suicide Squad. But go figure. We're going to talk more about that at the end of the show. But
They're
anyway,
just hating.
Pure hate. That's all it is.
Yeah, like the kids say.
Okay, real quick. So, the website, www.videolandexpress.com. People have been asking, we want to see some stuff for you as a background actor. Okay, a lot of the shows have not even premiered yet. Like, I did the pilot episode for The Deuce. It still hasn't premiered on HBO. We did a show called The Detour, comedy show.
Whoa, really?
But we did that. We did the premiere episode, the first episode. And it was filmed on Long Island, supposed to be like a bus depot, whatever. And they had about 100 of us actors out there, and the whole day was basically edited out of the scene.
Wow.
Yeah, they had 100 of us. 12 hours we filmed over there, and it was filmed in college, and I make believe it was like the Port Authority bus thing, and completely got cut out of the show. There's only one scene. They walk into the make-believe bus depot, and then you see a couple people standing in line. That's the only thing that made it. Talk about a waste of money. So, but I did post was we by chance we looked at, we did the 400th episode of Law and Order SVU, and the director and actress, Margaret Hosted, I keep saying that name wrong, sorry about that. Anyway, and she actually took the picture and said anybody can post this. We got posted on Instagram, and I took
nice.
And I'm always in the top corner with a real sour face because I was tired of being on my feet the whole day practically. But anyway, so with that,
like I say, those are the dues you have to pay to be famous.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that is true. My fellow background actors know all about that. But anyway, so that's what's happening with the website. And also, we got the new dates. This is what's going to happen. We're going to be back in 2 weeks for Logan. Hugh Jackman, he was on Jimmy Fallon yesterday talking about Logan. He didn't say anything about the fire burning down the set on The Greatest Showman, a show, actually a movie that we really can't talk about because we all signed an agreement not to talk about it until the movie's actually done filming and they start post-production. But anyway, down the line, that's coming up. And yes, Hugh Jackman was like 10 feet in front of me. We were there I was there for 7 days. There's like a couple groups. Some represent the wealthy class, some of us the middle class, and some of us is the working class. I was one of the background actors as a working class. But he was, every day I was there for 7 days. We're going to go back and do 3 more days. Hugh Jackman was there. Zac Efron, Zendaya, ever heard of her? She's on Disney Channel.
I haven't been watching Disney Channel.
Yeah, don't be too old for that.
I don't have cable. I'm a cord cutter.
That makes 2 of us. But yeah, so they were all there. So great people. It was really fun filming. Hopefully down the line we'll get more into details. But Logan, then King Kong. I did promise you those radio shows. King Kong and Simon Kong Skull Island is going to come out at the end of March, and we're going to be talking about that on my radio show. I haven't done too much on the radio show because, well, we're working on a lot of music projects. More on the next show to be continued. Anyway, and then after that, what's the other one again? Then the Fast and the Furious, or whatever the hell they're calling it now. Fast and the Furious number 9, 10, 11, whatever.
Revenge of the Furious? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Let's make up names.
Yeah, so we're going to be, that's going to be the next 3 shows. And then if you go to the website, it has all the dates for the rest of spring going into summer. Okay? That's what that is. And some news. Okay, catching up in the last one. We left the show talking about Sony. I don't know who's watching whom.
Yeah, keep watching.
Yeah, well, there was an article posted in Variety magazine the next day. We did it Saturday and was posted on Sunday, saying that Sony went ahead and actually listed that it was a $1 billion write-off for them. And the article got reprinted again for the New York Post. A huge hit for Sony, $1 billion film write-down. So we were ahead of prediction with our predictions and predicting that Sony was in trouble, and they finally admitted it. Okay, picture Prince because he's going to be on it on the Oscars along with everybody. That section in the Oscars, what they call it, in memory.
Oh, tribute.
Yeah, I'm David Bowie because he was also an actor. Prince did Purple Rain, so that's one of the things for the Oscars.
And what was it? Under the Cherry Moon.
I know nobody talks about that one.
Hey, he was in it.
Yeah, that was bad. He directed it. That was the problem with that one.
Oh well.
Yeah, what was it?
He tried.
Physical. No, I'm thinking Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin, not that one. American Graffiti? No, that's the other movie.
Oh, you were saying what, another Prince movie?
Yeah. Oh, Graffiti Bridge. Is that the one?
I heard about it. I never saw it, but I did hear something about it.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, a little musical thing in there. Okay, so, and then finally, Rogue One has broken the top 20 all time, and of course, you heard they made a big announcement. It's going to be a 5-disc set, a 4-disc set, and a 3-disc set. All different variations available at Best Buy, Target, and Walmart. Which one are you going to get? They all got different features, and that's why they're selling them on different stores.
Yeah, they always do that. Like, was it? They do the. They do that with Funko Pops, Walmart, GameStop, Blockbuster. Best Buy. They always have their own different, like with Funko Pops.
Yeah, I mean, all different variations, all special editions. So you have to get one special edition at this particular store, another special edition at that store.
For which movie is that again?
Rogue One, Star Wars.
Oh, Rogue One. Oh, I got to see. I'm going to see if I still have money by that time. It's all about the money,
Yeah, I mean, 5 discs, come on. I mean, and we're still not getting the director's cut. They're holding on to that.
So I'm going to probably wait till the director's cut comes out.
They already made it's not an official announcement, but they're planning to release the original masters of Star Wars, New Hope, Empire, Jedi, on 4K versions, believe it or not.
Well, I guess for the fanatics, they'll probably go out and buy it.
Yeah, and this is the original version, not the special editions when they,
they change it.
Han Solo is stepping on Jabba the Hutt's tail in New Hope. Mm-hmm. Right, because Jabba the Hutt was not in Star Wars.
Right.
He showed up Jedi, right? But they stuck him in special edition in Star Wars: A New Hope. Okay, so we're gonna skip the box office just to say, was it Get Out is number 1? The Great Wall is a bomb. It's not even. By the time it gets done, it's a number 5. It's not going to clear $50 million.
Hey, at least it was a good try.
It was a good try, made in China. Well, it's going to clear $300 million at the international box office, so that's not too bad. And DOA at number 11 is Rock Dog.
I think I heard something about that.
You think you heard something? I saw one commercial. They didn't bother promoting it. I guess they knew they had a real bad bomb on their hands.
At least they attempted. It was a good attempt. Good attempt. Like they would say in my school, good attempt.
Good.
Give you a slap on the back.
They didn't even try with this movie. They just buried it. DOA. So no, here's the thing. And last time we left, I said Hidden Figures was like the best picture of the year, and sure enough, at the SAG Awards, I won for best cast ensemble. Yeah, Cooking and Company, and of
Good for
course
them.
at the SAG Awards, I said Denzel should be getting the Oscar, not Casey Affleck. And the SAG Awards in the past 10 years, whoever won the SAG Awards, which Denzel Washington did,
Yeah.
we usually will get the Oscar. That's going to be the upset. It looks like Casey Affleck might not get it. We all know that La La Land is going to get everything else. So, and why Arrival got nominated is beyond me. But anyway, we got a bunch of movie reviews, so let's go straight down the list. What do you think of John Wick?
All right, we can go back and forth like a tennis match if you want. I'll let you catch your breath. I had no problem with John Wick. I think everybody who enjoyed the first one is going to enjoy the second one. It was pretty much, more action as from the comparable differences, more gunplay, more karate. What was it called? Gung Fu.
Yeah,
They call it Gung Fu.
Yeah.
I think it was Fred Williamson coined that phrase back in the 70s. More, I guess, shooting. You could see a lot more blood splatter, a lot more headshots, a lot more guns, a lot more bringing you into this world. So if you're a Keanu Reeves action adventure person, you'll love this movie. You'll have no problem with it. They figure out another reason to bring him in, and you're going to enjoy this film. I saw some things here and there that I thought were kind of weird.
Like what?
Like a lot of the people seem to be very robotic. Like the background people were very robotic, as if they were, like you see this one scene. If you're in New York, you're going to see it. This one scene there in New York, they're in a train station. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but John Wick is having confrontation with someone. I don't want to spoil it too much. He's having a confrontation. He's fighting, knife fighting on the subway train. And you see certain people, passengers, watching this. If I was a passenger on this train and I saw two guys fighting around, knife fighting, I would immediately run out of that train. Get the heck out of here. It's sort of like the passengers, they all sit there watching this stuff like robots.
Yeah.
And they wait only till the doors open. And all of a sudden they get up and run like crazy.
That was funny though. It worked. I thought that scene worked.
I thought it was like the weirdest thing.
They were like frozen in fear and sitting there. And,
Frozen in fear. I would have been running out of there. You crazy? You know how fast New Yorkers run at the moment of the drop of a hat. You throw a chair anywhere and everybody scatters.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest things said in Boondocks. You see these guys shooting. You even hear shots. You see firing. And certain people are just walking around like it's nothing.
Right.
I'm like, are you crazy? Who the heck was directing these guys? Like, look, if you see these two guys run, you see these two guys fight, run. If you see them shooting at each other, run. What are you just like, la 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 la? Come on, what the hell?
I
thought that was a little weird. Everything else in the movie was great. Beautiful, set design, beautiful this, beautiful. Everybody was perfect. Everybody was from central casting, perfect. Everybody hit their spots. But I thought this was. It felt a little bit like they were trying to control it so much that they controlled the background actors so much they hindered them from acting like real people. Well, because if I saw this man, I would have ran the hell out of there. If I see these, I'm walking on the subway and I see them shooting at each other, I would have picked up on that and ran.
This particular scene, it was definitely a comedic effect because everybody was frozen. As soon as the doors open, then everybody runs out. I guess it was comedic effect.
It's great. Yeah, it was real funny. It's like they're like sitting there watching these two guys.
Right.
Get the hell out of here. It wouldn't happen in real life. In real life, they would have ran. That I've seen bums on the train where as soon as people get in, boom, everybody runs.
Well, there was a scene where somebody was getting actually mugged across the street, and people were just looking at it. He was screaming for help, and nobody was doing anything. Believe it or not, so somebody call the cops. Everybody was on the cell phones, said, let's call the cops. Somebody's getting mugged across, but nobody will go across the street and help.
Well, you don't get stabbed. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but so sometimes
a lot of strange things go on in the city. Like I've heard people getting stabbed, shot for jumping into a scene like that.
Well, I mean, that happens
Especially
every
in New
day.
York.
Especially
That's what I'm saying. All you're going to see is people run. All you see people run. I'm telling you, I've gone into a subway car with one homeless guy in it. One homeless guy. And you see people fly out of there like nobody's business. It was even a fight or anything. And meanwhile, you see these two guys fighting, and people are just like sitting there looking like they have a vested interest. And as soon as the doors open, whoa! All of a sudden, everybody like, ah! I think that's weird.
Well, I mean, the assistant director.
Yes.
On The Greatest Showman, the film that Hugh Jackman is doing right now. He is the same assistant director for La La Land, believe it or not. And we see what he does, and what an assistant director does, he controls the background actors and everything else that goes on in the action scene. The director only confronts the main actors. And so the assistant director said, okay, we want you to see you guys to be surprised. Oh, the trapeze going on, ooh, and stuff like that. So the assistant director probably in this picture, we just told everybody, you're in shock, or to you guys, it's like every day this happens, and that's why they were so animated. Especially at I don't want to spoil the blood. At the end, they, the telling Keanu Reeves, we are watching you, because it's a setup for the third film, of course. There's going to be a John Wick 3, and you see everybody just kind of like standing around, looking at him, kind of robotic, and it was done on purpose. The assistant director tells us, be kind of like standoffish.
That's what gave me this weird feeling like you were watching something out of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Like every set, every time you saw the background actors, it almost always felt like Invasions of Body Snatchers. Even the people fighting, they react. They have little reaction from these guys, or very little. There was a fight scene where he's shooting people in the head, and the crowd isn't even running the hell out of there. They're just like standing. Oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, buddy, you okay?
That was a little bit weird, yeah. But okay, for me, let's go next film. I still give it 5 out of 5. I mean, it was.
I loved it. I thought it was great, brutal, but I just thought that was a little weird.
Brutal, big, huge body count, and they set it up at the end for he's on the run now, and there's going to be a number 3.
Spoiler.
Yep, he's got a franchise, and they were
good for him.
And he said,
I enjoyed him.
Yeah, he said, they asked him, will you do a number 4 of The Matrix? He said, yeah. 2 and 3 sucked. Okay?
Don't do another Matrix. It's
bury it. He's got a hit with John Wick. He doesn't need The Matrix.
The only way you can do another Matrix is you would have to hire somebody else and make it parallel towards the first Matrix, and sort of had someone else experiencing the same thing, because it sometimes happened, because they were talking about in the first Matrix, like, oh, you're not the first,
right?
So they could always have parallel of someone else going through the same thing as Keanu Reeves, or as now I forgot the name of his character that he played, Neo. So you can have sort of like parallel lives of someone else going through the Matrix, and him experience the same thing Neo's experienced at the same time, if you want to do that way.
I mean, science fiction, they can go through so many angles, but like I said, the first one it's a science fiction classic.
Yes, because you don't know what to expect.
Right, and 2 and 3 just
the rabbit.
2 and 3 planes sucked.
Well,
okay?
it's because once the rabbit comes out of hat, you sort of like, you lose it. You don't know what next to do. But I would have to say the choreographed fight scene in the highway was pretty good.
That even that sucked. I hate both of them. Number 2 and 3. Okay, let's write that off. Okay, next, Lego Batman. I loved it. It's a little bit frantic, but you have to see it twice to get all the Easter eggs and all the little innuendos and stuff like that. And yes, King Kong even makes an appearance, and the Daleks, Doctor Who, and there was another one, another franchise that they were working on.
God, I forgot.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings
was in there,
and Harry Potter's villain.
Right.
The one who should not be named.
There you go. Yeah.
Voldemort or something like that?
Voldemort?
Voldemort. There you go.
I can never get that right. Anyway. But a Lego movie was really fun. Don't forget, this is based on a toy game that should never have been made in a movie. And they get these right. And meantime, all these other films, especially Warner Brothers, they couldn't get Batman versus Superman right. They couldn't get Suicide Squad right. God knows what's going to happen with Wonder Woman, and they're getting the Lego movies right. It has funny, it has some drama. You see the loneliness of Batman, and we're talking about a little toy, about 3 inches, and the excellent writing, excellent directing. I said, how come DC can't do this? It makes no sense.
Look, in the Batman Lego, you don't have that much expectations for it, so anything that you do to it, it's going to be amazing. It'll be great. There's the other films, you have higher expectations. You expect the world out of them being able to do, ground in reality. There's just so much we're able to, even to the limit of and the abilities that we have right now, to go beyond humans' imagination expectations. It's sort of like Civil War. I always mention this. People talk about, oh my God, I think it was what was his name? The person who did Deadpool. I forgot his name.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. He mocks it all the time. He goes, oh, this is. He showed a panel of a Civil War in the comic books. Oh, this is Civil War, and this is your idea of Civil War. A couple 5-on-5 in the airport.
Yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was hysterical because he's like, oh, the expectations would have been like 100 against 100. And here, this is Civil War, 5-on-5 in the airport.
At an airport, out of all things, yeah. But again,
that's it is.
Well, what's the next Lego? What, Ninja Lego?
Yeah, Ninja Lego.
That's going to be another huge shit. I mean,
I don't even know this Ninja Lego. What do you call that franchise? I don't even know it, but maybe some people know it. Not me, but maybe kids will enjoy it. Kids enjoy it.
There's a lot of innuendos.
You just got to make it colorful, and they'll enjoy it.
There's a lot of innuendos. I mean, of course, it's funny because this is the Lego movie, but you see Batman in the middle, okay?
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the movie, Arthur the Butler goes, all the different incarnations of Batman, and they show you all the previous movies. The one that Val Kilmer did, George Clooney, and they said, and even that weird
Adam West.
Even that weird one, 1966, and they showed
from the 60s.
The show actually showed a clip from the Batman series from 1966,
right?
And it said, "Oh, that was a weird one." And then, not to give a spoiler, but there's a big fight scene, and they're using wham, bam, boom from the TV show. So at least the movie has a sense of humor about itself, especially its history.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a good film for kids. They're gonna enjoy it.
Right. Talk about kids.
And the funny part about it, it's like a lot of the jokes are made more for adults.
Yeah.
Because the kids, there was a lot of those type of jokes, and the kids weren't really laughing because they would only laugh when they would see Batman do something or, his ward do something. Other than that, a lot of the jokes were geared for an older audience.
Mm-hmm. But talking about kids, there's one movie that should have been nominated for best animation film of the year for the Oscars. Instead, Zootopia is probably going to get it. But of course, these are the guys that did Despicable Me and the Minions. Patatu, banana, papaya. Yes.
I thought Minions didn't do too well.
What was that?
I thought Minions didn't do too well.
The Minions is in the top 10 of all-time moneymakers, over $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. Huge. So we're gonna get another Minions, and that was a little shout out to a little muñeca in Puerto Rico. Hello. Anyway, I didn't forget about you. Okay, a little quick wrap up. Okay, Wolverine, Logan, coming out in 2 weeks. We'll be back in time for that. Then King Kong at the end of March. Skull Island. With a ready review of all the King Kong movies, okay? Of course, you all know King Kong vs. Godzilla, and they already made the announcement, Godzilla 2. We'll have Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, and then in April we will be back for the Furious 7. And of course, we're gonna end the show, The Big Dance, La La Land. I give it a 3 out of 5. Really overrated as far as the Oscars. It should be Hidden Figures. Hacksaw Ridge for Best Picture. Best Director should be Mel Gibson. But Damien Chazelle, he's going to get it for La La Land. And Best Actor should be Denzel and Viola Davis Viola Davis, actually, she wanted supporting actor. She didn't want to get the best actress because she knew she would have competition with Emma Stone, who's probably going to get it. The rest of the awards, this is the first time I haven't done a full coverage on the Oscars. Every year on the radio show or on this show or even my blog, I will make a full list and do all my predictions. I made a little prediction on the blog, which I put up this week. The blog will be coming back more on a regular basis. I've only been doing the blog once a week. I'll probably go back to two times a week. But anyway, this is all I can say about the Oscars. It's going to be a boring show, and it's going to be one of the lowest rated show. The only part I'm really looking forward to is Matt Damon, who always has an argument with Jimmy Kimmel. That's the shtick they do. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to the Oscars. So
If that's the only thing you're looking forward to the Oscar, why don't you just wait till it gets on YouTube?
I'll be on YouTube within, 24 hours?
Right. So you
Okay.
can probably just not watch it and just watch for that segment.
Okay, now here's a movie that should have been nominated, Founder, with Michael Keaton. Another great movie, and that's... it not only talks about the character that took the idea from the McDonald brothers, but it shows you how it started the food franchise. And now they took that principle with movie studios and make a franchise. Like John Wick is now an official franchise because the number 2 is be a big hit. I definitely recommend Founder. Michael Keaton should have gotten nominated. Another film they were pushing for, Matthew McConaughey, for Gold. That's a 2 out of 5. Boring. They were trying to be like Martin Scorsese. But there's another film. Gold. Let me see. Another film, really underrated, Room 99. What? Okay. Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon. And think of it as kind of like a spin-off or a sequel of The Big Short. That's the one that Ryan Gosling did last year, talking about the financial fall down in Wall Street back in 2007, 2008. And this is a continuation about the real estate, how it affected all the people losing their homes and everything. That is Room 99. Michael Shannon is the dirtbag who's in charge of taking people's homes. Andrew Garfield, he was one of the victims, and then he works for Michael Shannon until he spoils the beans on him. It's an excellent movie. I got it from the public library. Room 99, and you can see why Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon deserve their nominations. They're really, really good in this movie. You get a chance. That's the little sleeper movie of the week for ourselves. And the last one that really didn't do any. Rules don't apply. Warren Beatty. The reason I'm mentioning that because Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, they got famous. Well, they were both famous, but Bonnie and Clyde was the big film back in 1968. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. They're going to also be at the Oscars. That should be interesting. Last but not least, Fist Fight. I'm going to have to give out a shout out to Julian Bell. She's a writer for Saturday Night Live. She played the guidance counselor. She stole the movie. Charles Day screams and yells and whines throughout the whole movie. Ice Cube, right? He has that one mean face throughout the whole movie. Boring. The movie's not that funny, but she steals the movie. She says lines that you don't expect to see it. Would I pay to see it? No. Wait for Netflix. But check out her performance. She would have made the whole film. Not the girl, Katrina Hendricks. Not the one who pulls the switchblade knife. You saw that in the clips. That's a one scene. That and another scene, and that's it. She's barely in the movie. Julian Bell is the one with the funniest things. How much time do we have there?
I think we're up.
We're up?
Yep.
Well, okay, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you, everybody, at Homeland tomorrow on the set. And now, this is the second half of the show where we're going to go on the repost on YouTube in the special edition.
Yes.
So,
for YouTube fans.
now I need my glasses because I can read my little notes here. Okay. I was kind of struggling there.
What you got to do is make them smaller.
Yeah. Independent Spirit Awards is going to be tonight. We'll go this over real quickly. Moonlight, Manchester by the Sea, a bunch of other movies I never heard of, and Jackie. All overrated as far as I'm concerned, okay?
Yeah, at least you gave it a good try. You know, you gave it that independent spirit.
An independent spirit, yeah. I mean, and whoever wins here usually does not win at the Oscars anyway. So, anyway, the ones we want to talk about is the Razzie Awards. Okay, what are the Razzie Awards? The Razzie Awards are basically... the Razzies was basically it's an independent organization where they snap on Hollywood and they pick out the worst picture, there was actor, there was actress, a whole bunch of other things.
Oh,
And
nuts.
yeah, and it was a split down the middle. It was a picture called Hillary's America. You ever heard of that one?
No. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. What was that about?
It was about
Hillary Clinton?
About Hillary Clinton.
Oh, okay.
And the election process and everything. And they had somebody playing Hillary, and they called that the worst picture of the year, over Batman vs Superman, over Independence Day #2, over Gods of Egypt, and over Zoolander #2. I can see Zoolander being in there. That's one of the worst pictures of the year. But anyway, and then the actress who played Hillary, and the director also was in the picture, and they voted him was actor. But that was one half of the awards. The other half was Superman versus Batman, the worst duel, meaning the two worst actors along. Well, should I say? Yeah, I forget. I should have wrote this out. The two worst actors being together in the same movie.
What?
The worst combo.
Crazy.
Yeah, the worst combo.
There've been worse actors than these two, what they say as a combo. But
Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. They say them performing together was the worst duel. J.C. Eisenberg as the worst supporting actor, and the worst screenplay, and the worst remake/sequel.
I think someone's just angry. It sort of seems like someone has an agenda.
Yeah.
It's an agenda film. I mean, not agenda film, but it's definitely an agenda. Someone has agenda against Batman versus Superman, because they could have named so many other films that were probably worse than that. But I guess Batman and Superman has more notoriety than a film that was probably really bad that nobody cares.
Well, like I said, I'm surprised Suicide Squad didn't get mentioned, because that was a real big box job, especially that ending.
There've been a lot worse movies, a lot worse superhero films. I mean, come on, the last two from Iron Man, I never heard about anyone giving them a Razzie Award.
Yeah.
Those two were awful.
The third one especially was awful.
Even the second Avengers movie wasn't that great. It was almost like a repeat of the first.
Ultron, yeah, the Revenge of Ultron, yeah.
It was like, oh no, this is the same thing. They're fighting robots again.
Again, right.
And what was it? Hawkeye, who was like, "Oh man, I'm really useless." And he almost says that in both movies. I'm really useless here. What are we fighting? Robots? For my arrows?
Yeah, he's using arrows against robots, flying robots. That really made no sense.
Oh well.
Yeah, so that was how the Razzie Awards. Oh,
yeah,
and
they have an agenda.
And Kristen Wiig, Best Supporting Actress, believe it or not, she got it
For what?
for Zoolander 2.
Christian Wigs?
Yeah.
Oh my God, these guys. Oh, she got it for Worst Actress.
Worst Supporting Actress.
Oh, okay, I could see that.
Yeah, it was, Zoolander should have been voted the worst picture of the year.
Yes, but I bet you they just didn't care.
Yeah.
Their agenda was really to probably go after Batman versus Superman, because that's probably more noted film than Zoolander.
Yeah.
That people probably already forgot. If you mentioned Zoolander too, they go, what? What's that? But still, I like the attempts by all these filmmakers. You got to admit it. None of us would ever have the talent in our that they have in their little pinky to make any of these films.
Right.
And the Razzie, I love them. They just come over and just like to take a what do you call it? Puke on everybody.
Yeah.
You know, people who spend time, millions of dollars, a lot of sleepless nights, and for them it's so easy just to say, "Oh, you stink, P.U." Let's see you try to make a film.
Yeah, it's that easy.
It's not.
I mean, I'm working on these films and the TV shows.
Yeah, you got to do like
it's not easy,
12-hour work days, 14, 16-hour days, and you probably after a while you probably go a little cuckoo.
Let me tell you, the longest one was Orange is the New Black, and it was it. I had to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, catch a van at 5 o'clock to report to the set for 7 o'clock, because it was filmed all the way out in the boondocks in New Jersey.
Damn.
And then by the time they finally got done, it was a summer. The sun is going down, and they're trying to catch as much light from the sun. And so the final scene was done about 9 o'clock, waiting for the bus. They'll drive us back to the city. We finally got it. They drove us to Grand Central Station, and finally, by the time I walked in through the door, it was already 12 o'clock midnight. That was the longest day, 21 hours. and that was for a TV show. I mean, people think being a background actor is easy. It is not. Okay, and the show hasn't even premiered. That's why a lot of these shows have not premiered yet, and that's why I really can't post anything. But anyway, we understand and we see these things, and it's harder than it looks. I mean, it's easy to goof on. Oh, you're Batman versus Superman. There's a lot of things into play that really got to connect, and half the time they don't connect. You know, you gotta depend on third parties. You know, you got the script. Then you got a producer who wants certain things in this added to the script. Then the actors, sometimes they have to ad-lib certain things because they're not completing the script. A lot of times there's a script rewrite.
Then sometimes there's no script.
There's no script. Yeah, a lot of times the director ignores the script and says just ad-lib and do something.
Yeah, be funny.
Yeah,
so it's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a really difficult process, and you figure with all the talent that's involved, how can they get it wrong? Now I'm on the set and I see this and say it's very easy to get wrong.
Right.
You know, but with the Razzies, you know, it's just a goof. These are guys who probably wish they acted, you know, or wish they succeeded in film. They didn't, and that's why they come up with something like this here.
That's so sad.
I mean, the best example was Roger Ebert. He was a screenwriter. He did Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which got voted like one of the worst pictures of the year. They said the script was horrendous. So he said, well, if I can't beat him, join him. And he became a critic himself.
Yep. They became very famous, very popular, very rich. Just
very rich.
Yeah, just a guy throwing, what do you call it, rocks at glass, glass houses.
Yeah. That reminds me of the Billy Joel album, Glass Houses. Yeah, he had a house that was made out of glass, and you see him on the cover ready to throw a rock at his house. I said, that's what I spent my money on?
Yeah,
you know?
It's easy to do that.
Yeah. So what was the other thing I wanted to mention? What was it?
Well, you said the Independent Spirit Awards.
Right,
you mentioned the Razzies.
We got the Razzies, right. And the Oscars, we already said.
Right.
Right. Who's going to get it? La La Land's going to get all the awards. Oh. Basically, when it should go to other categories. But, talk about Not Easy. That's a little trivia I wanted to mention. This article just came up in Hollywood Reporter this morning. And Katherine Heigl, she did a show called Doubt, where she plays criminal justice, whatever, on CBS. 2 episodes, the ratings were so low, they canceled the show, the first cancellation of the summer.
Sweat.
And they filmed 11 other episodes, and they're not even going to be aired.
So they'll probably show up in Netflix.
It's going to show up somewhere. I mean, that's how difficult it is.
Yeah,
you know?
It's difficult.
I mean, here she is. You know, she's a pretty legit actress. A lot of people don't like her for some reason. They said she's difficult to work with.
Well.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but you know, she's got a rep. But you know,
everybody got a rep. Who doesn't have a rep about being difficult to work with?
Yeah. I mean,
everybody.
So I love. So
like I said, if you got to do 12 to 16-hour days, I bet you after a while you can't handle either.
Yeah, you go a little bit nutty. Let me tell you. You know.
About it, yeah.
So out of 13 episodes, only 2 premiered. The show got canceled. There was another show a couple years ago that was on Channel 5. They filmed about 10 episodes, and even before the first show even premiered, some executive said, "You know what? This is gonna tank. Let's take a beating on this." And the show never premiered. 10 episodes. I forgot the name of it. It was one of those Fox Network shows. Damn. And the show never got, not even one episode made it to the air. So
that's what I hate about some network stations. You know, you had some good shows, like, for example, Constantine was my favorite show on Channel 4.
Right.
It was going along so well, but I guess people couldn't handle it. It was just too taboo, and they killed it. They
killed it. And they tried to sell it to Netflix or Amazon, and they didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I guess it's just too controversial. That was actually a lot better than the other superhero films that Netflix has.
Yeah.
Out of the, I'm sad to say, out of the superhero lot that we've seen so far, I still only kind of appreciate Daredevil.
Is Daredevil coming back?
Yes. Well, they're going to come back with the Defenders.
Oh, okay. They're doing that way. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that was the other show. I forget the actor's name. It was the same time as Hannibal and Constantine, Dracula. It was filmed in Romania, and the ratings were decent, but some executives said, we're spending so much money on this show, and we're not getting the advertiser bucks coming in. There's, it's not being even,
Right, because a lot of people are smart. They're finally waking up and saying, hey, we could put a lot more views on YouTube or on the internet and pay less, because it's really true. I mean, why are you paying so much money to advertise your product on the TV show when no one's watching?
Yeah.
It's sort of like the funny thing too that they talk about the Super Bowl, that people spend so much money just to get the commercial in there that when they finally put the commercial, they don't have enough money for the commercial itself, and you're saying, what the heck's this commercial about anyway? So it's wasted money.
Waste of money.
Yes,
Hey,
don't do it. Just if you want to advertise, just go on the internet, or just do it for other shows instead of wasting all your money on the Super Bowl. Because sure, people will see it, but nobody's going to understand what the commercial's about.
Yeah, half those commercials are a little bit wacky. You can never go wrong with the Budweiser horses, though. That always works. But I don't think there was one.
Yeah,
to see.
but that's the thing. I mean, they're talking about the horses. You're talking about the dogs. What the heck are you selling? What are you selling? Horses? Dogs? It's so stupid.
Well, no. Well, the horses represent the original carriage. A
lot of people don't know that. Who knows this? People. I mean, if you want to sell beer, talk about it. Put it on the internet. You're wasting time and money to show a horse and a dog, and people are looking at it and saying, am I supposed to adopt a horse, or am I supposed to adopt a dog? What am I doing here?
Only the hardcore beer drinkers know that the horse represent the bug and carriage where they had the original beer in barrels back in the 1800s.
If they're hardcore beer drinkers, they're probably drunk by this time, and they don't even know what the heck they're watching. They're like, this is stupid.
Yeah, well.
And trust me, hardcore beer drinkers are probably trying to see which beer they can drink the most with the most alcohol, but they could get buzzed by the 5th or 8th can.
Yeah.
They don't care about no stupid relationship with a dog and a horse.
Yeah, you got to drink the really cheap, scuzzy beer to get a buzz. But okay, so we're gonna make this a little bit of early one. That way, because the longer the show is, the longer it takes to post it. So we gotta make this short. That way, I can hopefully post it as soon as I can after tomorrow night's or tomorrow day's gig with Homeland. So okay, so in 2 weeks we're gonna be back with the reviews of Logan. And then some more news and more updates. I'll let you know what's going on with the shows for the summer. I don't know if we're going to be on in August, but we are going to clear in July 28 years on the air. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Where did the time go? I have no idea. But anyway, lots of bad movies, remakes, and sequels. And another year of that.
Hey, at least they're trying.
They're not even trying. They're just trying to cash in. Okay, everybody. That's it for the show. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. And we'll see you on YouTube. Thanks for watching the extra part over here.
Thank you. Salut.
Salut. See you then.
Here's our freeze frame. Shing, and that's supposed to toast with water, but here we go.
Here we go.